So, welcome everyone. I'm Renee McLaughlin, and tonight I am so excited, you guys, because I am here to introduce to you a woman who is doing just some amazing work with really helping us get very connected with what's stopping us from achieving what it is that we want, what's stopping us from being our very best, even though we know that we can. And so I want to right now introduce to you Jenny Chandler. And Jenny is a holistic energy healer and a certified hypnotherapist. And for those of you that might know these modalities, Jenny is also a emotion code and a body code facilitator. She's done beautiful work with that. And she has recently completed the most recent certification that they have called the Belief Code, right? So just hearing that name, oh, there is something in this for us. So welcome, Jenny. Thanks so much for being on
Thank you.
tonight.
Thank you for having me, Renee. This is exciting.
It is exciting. I was so thrilled when you and I mean, we've known each other in other kind of worlds, if you will. And we just connected one day and had a conversation. And I was so blown away with all the things that you're doing. And I'm like, I have got to introduce you to my tribe as well,
Thank
because
you.
you
I
have
appreciate
so
that.
much to offer. Yes, I appreciate it. So you guys, just to quickly get into it, last night I was kind of talking about habits are habitual thought patterns, the thoughts that we think all the time, and how we can be so unaware of what's really going on in here because it's how we've been thinking our whole time. Like, this is just how we think, who we think we are, which is not really who we are, but it's
Right.
sort of what we tend to identify with. And so I'm speaking specifically more with weight loss because so many of you are listening to me for help with that area, insulin resistance, weight loss, health, that type of thing. And I was saying, did you ever notice or catch yourself saying things like, oh, I've tried everything and it just doesn't work for me? Or, it might work for everyone else, but just is not going to work for me.
Mhm.
And here's the last one that I want to just quickly address, and that is, well, I've got whatever diagnosis, fibromyalgia, Hashimoto's. And so all those things aren't going to work for me. And those are all belief systems. And when I say that, I don't mean that you don't have a fibromyalgia or
Right.
a diagnosis. This isn't saying that it's all in your head. That is not it. It's physically manifested. But
Right.
what's the root of the root of the root cause? And so that's why I wanted to bring Jenny on to just start to talk a little bit about these kinds of things, where they come from, and maybe some solutions to how do we fix it? How do we shift it? I don't want to say fix. How do we shift it? So, Jenny, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you. Well, like you said, with all the work that I've done with the emotion code and realizing that, emotions get trapped in our body and our tissues that cause us issues over our whole life. And sometimes there are things that we think we have dealt with a long time ago, but they're still there. And they cause us mental issues or anxiety, depression, believing that we don't believe in ourselves or believe that we can do anything. And it's like traumas that happen in your life too. I mean, there are things that happen along the way you get your beliefs from the time you're 0 to 7 years old. That's where you start believing who you are and what you believe about the world. And any traumas that happen in that time affect you for the rest of your life unless you are able to handle those issues. And nothing against talk therapy. I love talk therapy, but I had a client that said, I have gone every week for 35 years to a talk therapist, and they have never helped me the way that you have. Because when you're able to release those old trapped emotions that are causing you pain and anxiety and depression and sadness and grief and all of those things, until you're able to release those energetically, they'll always be there. Talking about them, even though it does help, does not get rid of them. You have to energetically somehow get rid of those trapped things that are causing you that. And also old belief systems. You start having issues, trapped emotions that start making you believe things about yourself, like diets. We're talking specifically about diets. If you have tried every diet that there is, if you have read every diet book out there that there is, and you keep failing at those diets and you keep going, what is it? Why is it that I cannot stay on a diet? It is because there is a core belief, a negative program that is running that you don't realize is running, something that happened along the way. And it's those negative limiting beliefs, that core program that is keeping you stuck. And it doesn't matter whether you're stuck in weight loss, whether you're stuck in relationships, whether you're stuck in your business and can't move forward. If you're self-sabotaging yourself in any area of your life, it is because you have a limited negative program that is running that you don't know that's even there. And maybe it's something that happened a long time ago that you felt like you dealt with a long time ago, but it's still there running the show, and it's keeping you from moving forward. And a lot of that is hurt, something that not losing weight a lot of times is just fear. It is fear-based. It's keeping you safe. A lot of people that hold on a lot of weight is because in some way or another, it is keeping them safe. And whatever that negative program is, whatever that, in hypnotherapy, we used to say it's a part. There's a part of me that wants to. There's a part of me that doesn't want to. That part of you that doesn't want to is keeping you safe. And it won't let you move forward until you release whatever it is that is keeping you safe. Even though, let's say you had sexual abuse as a child. A lot of people gain weight from that, and they don't realize that, even though that happened when they were a child, it is still causing them to hold on to weight for protection reasons. And until they're able to release those old hurts and pains and traumas, they will always struggle with their weight. And it's that way with any area of your life.
Right.
It's the most fascinating, very powerful way to get rid of these old programs that are running. Very powerful.
Yeah. And again, same thing, nothing against talk therapy. It can be so helpful. We know that, obviously.
Yes,
It's been around
absolutely.
a long time.
Would not, no.
And I think it's really helpful just to be able to be heard, to speak,
Yes,
and
absolutely.
to verbalize so that you can have an awareness and an understanding.
Right.
But what I find is the more that I talk about those things, the more cemented in that story becomes.
Right.
And now I'm very addicted to that story.
Right.
And that story is now my habit of thought.
That's right.
Right. And we just,
and you have to relive it. You have to relive it over and over and over. Every time you talk about that issue, that sexual abuse, that verbal abuse, that physical abuse, that whatever happened to you, the more you talk about it, it just reinforces it. You're still
reliving. The neural pathways
it.
Get so deep.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Right. And so just talking about it is not it. We know that. And it's one of the reasons that I so love teaching my somatic work, because you're so right. Those things get stuck in our bodies. It's fascinating. And, when we would do classes, all of a sudden people, especially if we're doing lower body, something around the psoas, the pelvic floor, and all of a sudden a woman would just burst into tears. And she's like, I don't know why I'm crying. Why am I? Because you have released some bound, stuck energy around that. And I used to say, it doesn't matter. It's not about the story. The story makes no difference. Whatever happened in the past does not exist right now, right? In this moment, but it's being held in the tissues. That's the whole idea. The issue is in your tissue.
And a lot of people don't realize that the pain that they're feeling in their shoulder or their knees or their elbows or their wherever, hips, a lot of that is emotional baggage that is stuck, that is causing you issues and pain. I mean, I've had a lot of people that I've helped to release a lot of pain, whether it's foot pain, hip pain, knee pain, whatever pain. And they go, this is just amazing. I have been to chiropractors, I've been to acupuncturists, I have been to massage therapists for 5 years, and none of them were able to relieve this pain. But once you let go of those negative programs that are going on, that releases that pain in your body, and you're able to finally not have that pain in that hip or that knee or that whatever. But a lot of people go, oh, that can't be true until it happens to them.
That's right. And again, I just like to call it, you know, when we're in pain, our immediate ego mind wants to go outside to
Yeah.
fix it.
Give me
Give
a
me a
pill.
this, give me an adjustment, give me a out there. There's a supplement, there's a something. And
Yes.
the root of the root of the root, 95% of the time is emotion. It's
Yes.
emotion. And
It
we
is.
think that that makes us weak and vulnerable. We're scared of it. We're so afraid what might happen if we start to feel this. We'd be overwhelmed and we won't be able to stop and all that stuff. And none of that is true. None
Well,
of that.
we don't, nothing against all of that, but people don't realize they have not learned what is causing those pains, what is causing that depression, what is causing that PTSD, what is causing that grief, that sadness, that worry, that everything is that because there's some things that have happened to you in your life. And you go to a doctor because you're like, I don't feel good. I don't have any energy. I just don't feel good in my body. And it is the only way that we have learned over the years is go to a doctor to get
Take
fixed.
a
Here's a
pill,
pill.
take a pill, take a pill, suppress all that. But in
Yes,
actuality, the pains, these are messages that the
yes,
body is giving us to pay attention,
that's
to
right.
go inside
Hmm.
and see what's happening.
That's
So,
right.
so if this is something that you guys are relating to, this is if you really want to get to the root of the root of the root, it's time to go inside and breathe, and there are other techniques, etc. But Jenny, I know that you've had some just amazing success with the different codes. So can you explain maybe a little bit, especially the emotion code body, and then of course leading up to this most powerful one, the belief?
Explain about it. Oh, well, I drew a little diagram. I'm not a very good artist, but I drew a little diagram here of a tree. And this is kind of like your life. I mean, the tree is like the emotions, the issues, the problems, the traumas that you have over your life. Those are the negative programs that are running your life. Then you have the limiting beliefs in the tree trunk. And then you have the roots. Once you get rid of the root cause of what is causing your issues in your life, then you're able to be free from that trauma, from those depression, from whatever it is that's running your life, whatever is keeping you stuck. But you have to do it. You have to get rid of the leaves. You have to get rid of the limbs. You have to chop down the tree. But you can't just chop down the tree. You got to get to the root reason. What is that root reason that is causing you pain or mental anguish or whatever it is to be stuck, whatever it is? And I'll give you an example. I had a lady one time that we had a session, and we weren't planning on doing anything with her physical pain. She sat on a couch. She said, okay, I'm ready for my session. She had propped her foot up on the couch on this little thing. And I said, what's going on with your foot? She goes, I am in so much pain. I can't even stand to put my foot on the floor. And I said, okay, so let's do your session. And I said, after we're done, let's see if we can address that a little bit. And so we did some releasing. I said, okay, get up and see if you can walk. She stood up. She goes, yeah, I can't even believe it. I can stand up. She sat back down. We released some more things. I said, okay, now go walk a little bit and come back. She goes, this is amazing. And then we released some more. By the end of the session, she was standing up and jumping up and down in front of. She said, I
Wow.
can't even believe this. She said, 5 minutes ago, I couldn't even put my weight on this foot. And I had a lady one day that was very, very, very skeptical of this whole thing. And she goes, this is just woo-woo stuff. She had a pain in her hip that she'd had for 5 years and was thinking about getting hip surgery. And
Hip
I said, let's
surgery.
just do a little bit of work on that. Let's see what we can do. Gone. 3 years later, I said, well, how's that hip doing? The pain's still gone. So it's just things like that. It just goes to show you that, you don't realize that what happened to you. Let's say you had a betrayal. Maybe somebody betrayed you a long time ago, whether it's a friend, a parent, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, whatever. That's still stuck in there somewhere, because it hurt you. You couldn't deal with it. So it goes into your body and it stays there and it causes you issues and problems. And until you're able to get rid of that, it will continue to linger there. And what happens is over time, things starts building up and you
Yeah.
get worse and worse and worse until you're able to release some of this stuff. And, one of the things that I always noticed with clients when they came into my office for a session was the look on their face. The look on their face was just like the whole weight of the world. Just like, by the time they left, they were like bright and their eyes were different. It's just amazing what releasing some of these old things can do for you in your life. And just the weight of the world is lifted off your shoulders. It's been some of the most amazing work, even more so than the hypnotherapy that I did. I've gotten more better results with these programs. It's been
Wow.
phenomenal.
That is powerful. So can you just give just a little bit of,
Oh,
okay, whether it's, and maybe let's just go right to the belief one since we're kind of speaking specifically of that. Like I come to you, which I'm going to, you guys. I'm very excited. I said to Jenny, I'm going to have a session next week. I can't wait. So I have, let's just say, an issue where I don't know, whatever the issue is. And this isn't necessarily mine, but I'll use it. No matter what I do, I just can't seem to lose weight. Okay, I've gone through menopause. I'm eating the right way. I'm doing all this stuff. I can't lose weight. And so, what would a session with you just kind of look like?
well, we go in, I do like a little prayer before everything. I want to connect with your energy so that I can tap into your energy field, getting your permission to tap into your energy field. And so we ask that question, what is the reason? Is there a reason why you don't feel like you can lose weight? And then we go in and we find out what that negative core program is. We search those negative core programs, and your subconscious mind is the one that is guiding this, not me. I ask the question, and your subconscious mind is guiding me to the answer of what is that negative core program. And then once we get the negative core program, it can be more than one, it can be up to 4. And then we go in and we find out what the limiting beliefs are. What is limiting you? What are those limiting beliefs? And then we go in and we find out what the faulty core belief is, that root. So we've gotten to the negative programs, the trees, the leaves, the branches. We've gotten to the limiting beliefs of the trunk. Now we're going to get down to the very root of what is causing your issue. Those core beliefs. What is that deep core belief that is running this program? And then there may also be a faulty core identity. Not always, but there could be a faulty core identity that is also even deeper. That's deep, deep, deep into the soil. So once you get in and you dig up those roots and you chop down that tree, you're able to be done with that negative programming. It is done, it is gone, it's released, it's gone. And you should be able to move forward in your life wherever you're, whether it's weight, whether it's your business, whatever.
Right.
Getting rid of those core beliefs is what's going to, and the other thing that we do along with that is we find out what is the associated imbalances. What are those trapped emotions that are causing some of that? Because always in the faulty core beliefs and the negative programs, there's also some negative beliefs or emotions that trapped emotions that you've got. Once we release those or any other associated imbalances like in your body, once we rid those, then you're so much freer. And we also, along with that, I also balance your chakras, because in each one of those belief systems, you have a chakra that is out of balance. And so we balance that chakra too. So
Wow.
it is just balancing the whole body, the mind, body, spirit, everything is just completely aligned. It's amazing.
Perfect. How perfect. And I've had some of this type of work done. I haven't done specifically what Jenny's speaking of, but some in a similar type of modality. And what's so amazing is you have an immediate felt sense of lightness afterwards. And it's like a light bulb goes off too, because while you're not aware of it, once you're made aware of it, then all this stuff starts to come in and you're like, oh, that's why. Oh, that's what I did. And now all of a sudden, what I found in my life is things and situations that I know I would normally react like this, I just don't react, period. I can respond. So it's not so reactive, it's much more response. I have so much more control, if you will, over how
Mhm.
I am in the world. It's really a little bit hard actually to communicate it. It's a
It
felt
is.
sense, isn't it? But all of a
Yes.
sudden, you're not the same person, the
It's,
same
it's true.
personality, the same
True.
personality as you were before. And then it's interesting to see the people around you, because when you heal, you're
Yes. Oh,
healing.
yeah.
I like to go up and down your timeline. You're healing yourself, but it's so interesting how your family members all of a sudden
What's that
change.
vibration that you're putting out? You
Right.
know, once you're getting rid of some of that negative stuff, your heart is opening up, and working on a heart wall is one thing that we also do. Once you start tearing down all of these old emotions, you're just a different person. You're more loving, because we shield ourselves from things, and we don't realize how much we shield ourselves until we start breaking all of that away and breaking it all down. And one of the best things, when I have young people that come up to me and just start crying and say, Jenny, you have changed my life. And I've also had young people that's come up to me and say, thank you for helping my mother.
Oh,
What you
yeah.
did for my mother has been amazing. She's a different person. And I thank you for helping her, because before she was in such a dark place. So that's what this program does. It just helps, let the burdens off, let the load up, let that weight off your shoulders, get
Right.
rid of that old junk. It's kind of like if you can picture your garage, some people, when they open up their garage, it's jam full of stuff.
Exactly.
Like, get
Exactly. You're
out of the
cleaning out the garage. I
Get
love
that
that.
junk out, clean that mess up.
I love that. What a great analogy. That's beautiful. Well, Jenny, thank you so much. I'm really excited. You guys, as I said, I'm going to have probably more than two of my own sessions. And
Awesome.
let's 2024 just feels like it can
Yeah.
be a lightning, right?
Yeah.
Last year was just felt heavy. At least it did in my life, and maybe
Yeah.
not for everybody, but just, and that starts challenges are really what bring us to the table, right?
Yes.
Sharpen our knife of resilience and
Hmm.
bring us to the table to say, okay, I've got to lighten. There are things now that I recognize that need to shift and change. And that's how I
Right.
feel about 2024. So,
Well, just
Jenny,
knowing that there's a way to do it now. A lot
yeah,
of people are not really aware of this capability that your body has of releasing this stuff, and just letting people be aware that there is something like this out there that can help you. That's not a pill. There's not, because there's so many things that you take that have side effects where, you just want to be happy. You just want to feel good. And,
right.
having something like this out there, knowing that there's something that can help you is
It's
very powerful.
it's so profound. So, Jenny, tell me how people can reach you. And of course, after this, I'll make sure to put the links down below this live stream. But right off, tell me how people can reach you, work with you.
Well, right, just you can message me through my Facebook page, just Jenny Chandler. You can message me that way. I also have a business Facebook page. It's called Energetic Wellness with Jenny.
Oh,
But either way, you can message me either way. I'm getting my website reset up because I've changed it from hypnotherapy. So I'm changing all of that. So I'm in the process of that. But
yeah.
yes, you can reach me through private message on Facebook.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And I'll put that link again on the bottom. So you guys see, there are ways. I'm so excited. Jenny is just, I know already, just going to be amazing to work with. And as my old mentor Teresa Tapp used to say, yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Yes,
I
we
love that.
can. And so, yes, we can. And Jenny, once again, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
And I'm sure we'll be sharing some more. So
I
I
appreciate you
appreciate it.
having me, Renee. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.